How's everybody doing? It's already one person here in the chat waiting. It's a sunny day. Maybe I should have placed this on the gimbal. Give me a moment while I set up my gimbal. Hopefully nothing happens. Bear with me a few seconds so the camera won't shake so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm here in Puerto Vallarta. I'm traveling Eddie. The topic today is the situation with the visas in Mexico. And I just find the gimbal better, but I didn't think about that for a moment, but better late than never. Let me put this, just slide it in on here. And it'll be easier for us to talk. And there won't be all that movement. 1 second while it it's gonna be a second. Okay, I know it's crazy, but here we are. Okay, now it's good. Now, should have done this before, but it's like I never really do it this way. I usually just prepare everything when I'm on the street, but not as per se right now. So, this is my room where I'm staying right now here in Puerto Vallarta. And moving my laptop out of the way there. So, there's a lot of going on YouTube here about Mexico in the last couple of days. Basically, they say in the last 60 days. I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking green juice, celery, and two other things. I forgot what other green fruit there are in here. I bought it at the supermarket. So, I'm traveling Eddie. I'm here in Mexico. I've been here for 5 months. Thank you for joining us. Please remember to give this a like. It gets out to more people. I'm always be speaking about this topic for a while. If you have any comments about what we're going to be talking about, please leave the comments or questions down below in the chat box or on the side or whatever. So my name is Eddie, Traveling Eddie, and I've been going places. I'm going places everywhere. So here we are. And I'll move around in different locations here at the Airbnb where I'm staying. So let's get down to business. What's going on? What's going on here in Mexico? I've been getting some vlogs by vloggers on my feed, on my YouTube feed. You know, the home page, and I got two yesterday on my thing, and one is a guy. The name of the channel is called Vagabond Awake. Vagabond Awake. I hope the audio is good and everything. If the audio is not good, please let me know. But it should be good because this is what I always normally use. So welcome. There are 4 people in the chat now watching. So Vagabond Awake, he's an American. I think he's an American. I think he said he's American. If it's not, he's Canadian. And he's here in Mexico with his Philippine girlfriend. And he has like a 24-minute video that he just uploaded recently this month, like a few days ago or something. I don't remember when, sometime this month in November. And he did the research. And he's talking about how Mexico has been changing its tourist visa procedure, protocol. So he has been stories on social media networks, social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and whatever else people are using out there, that some people, foreigners that have been coming into the country and have, let's say, booked a 3-week vacation with round-trip tickets coming in from Europe or from the United States or Canada or other countries. And when they arrive at the airports, that immigration officials ask them, okay, because most immigration officials don't speak English. That's one thing. They just speak Spanish. So it's good for you to know some Spanish so you can really explain your case of what you're doing here. And The story is that people don't give enough information, don't show enough proof, and whatever else, plus the immigration's attitude at that moment, the immigration officials' personality, attitude, the day they're having. A lot of factors influence what's happening. And I heard about and even read about on the blog before yesterday that one couple had flown in from England, or I don't remember what European country or nation, and going to stay in the Mayan Riviera, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, that whole area, Merida, Cozumel, Isla Mujeres, all of that, for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And they had everything booked, the hotels, whatever, the round trip ticket, and everything tickets. And then they explained this to the person, or just a few things. They said, "Oh yeah, we're going to be here for 3 weeks or 4 weeks," and then the immigration official, only stamped 10 days on their visa, rather than 21 days. 10 days, and the people didn't notice this, or the person didn't notice this. I just been reading a lot of information, a lot of things, so I don't remember what everything has been that they're talking about, and that the people got to their hotel or whatever, they looked at the little piece of paper. Let me show you what the little paper looks like. I got my passport here, my U.S. passport. And where's my little piece of paper? I placed it in my wallet. And why am I carrying it in my wallet? I'll get to that in a moment. This document looks like this. Green, red, and white. And it says Estados Unidos de Mexico. This is your INM paper, or whatever they call it. And it's stamped that I got here on the 14th of June. And it says I have 180 days, 180 days. It's not their signature, it's like the number, 180. I got 180 days to stay here, and that's what the person told me, that's what I see here. 180 days until December something. I gotta be out of here. Because they don't write it in numbers where it says, right down here, days. They just write that big number, it's not even legible. I thought it was a signature, but it's not a signature, it's 180 days. So, the person looked at it, or the people looked at it, and they found they had been given less time than they had expected in terms of their travel plans. So they had to leave the country, and they can't get this fixed by the immigration officials, or they can't go to an immigration officer and have it fixed. The immigration officials' decision stands. There's no changing that. That's what I heard. That's what Vagabond Awake was talking about. He said you can't contest it. You gotta honor it and get out, or pay a fine when you leave. And the fine can be a headache plus the fine, So this is one of the things that's happening right now in Mexico. Also, they are talking about people who have been coming to Mexico and staying for 6 months at a time, and then leaving and doing a visa run. And these visa runs, people have been taken advantage of and, abusing or whatever, according to the way the Mexican government sees it. And people have crossed over to Belize or Guatemala or the US, for those who are from the US, or Canadians that have US visas and whatever. And then they would stay only a few days, 5, 6 days max, 7. And then they would enter Mexico again. And before all of this that we're going through right now in our world, our current world situation, global situation, people would easily go back into the States or Belize or Guatemala for a few days and then come back. And then those border officials, 9 times out of 10, those immigration officials would give people another 180 days. And this was the game that had been played for many years. I don't know how long. Maybe some of you know. If you know how long that had been done, if you really know, write it down below. Please share it with us in the comment section. So, in the last 60 days, these things have been changing. I'm here legally on a 180-day visa as an American from the good old US of A. And I gotta leave before December, I think it's about before December 10th. I have to leave the country, and I will. I've been very happy traveling through Mexico. I appreciate the way the Mexican people have received me, the warm reception I've been given in general, and so much fun, so many cool people I've met here. But it'll be time for me to move onward, move wayward, son, as they say. So this is what's going on in Mexico. Mexico has changed the game, the rules of the game. And if you're planning to come to Mexico, know what can happen. You can get maybe 180 days. Maybe you can get the full time you need in terms of 3 weeks, 4 months, whatever it is. Make sure you print out your bookings and reservations, print out all of that, show your return ticket. If you have a return ticket, show all of this information, show it all. Printouts are probably the best. People usually prefer that over something on the screen because people are still used to that at the immigration intervals. And there's a good chance in general you'll get what you want. But if you really want to stay here long, they recommend that you apply for a resident visa, temporary resident visa, whatever. But these resident visas are not as easy as people think. From what I was hearing from another couple, I forgot that they're living in Ecuador, and their vlog onto my feed this morning on my recommended videos on YouTube or suggested, and I saw their vlog too, part of it, and they were comparing Ecuador to Mexico and how much easier it was in Ecuador. Whereas in Mexico, you need to show that you're making $2,000 US per month. $2,000 US per month to be able to be eligible for a Mexican residency visa, like a temporary one or some kind of resident visa. You have to show $2,000 income monthly. You have to show that you're getting that from a company outside of Mexico. And you have to have, I don't know, how much money in your bank account in addition to that. I don't remember because there was a lot of information that I was listening to this morning and last night on the two different vlogs I saw. And whereas in Ecuador, it's only $400. You have to show that you make $400 a month, and in your bank account, they don't even bother that much with your bank account. They just show you have a bank account in the U.S. or Canada, not in Mexico, not in Ecuador, a foreign bank account, and then you're making money with a foreign company, not with an Ecuadorian company or with a Mexican company. So this is what's happening. So, and here's the other thing. Now you have to carry around your passport all the time. In Mexico, you have to carry around your passport all the time, plus that little piece of paper that they give you and they stamp and seal it, saying when you enter the country and how many days you have exactly to stay in the country as a tourist. And now immigration officials, immigration officers are on the street. I didn't believe this because I had this experience yesterday. Well, I didn't even know it was happening until yesterday. But when I had that experience, I didn't know yet that they were doing this, because when I went to downtown Puerto Vallarta yesterday, I didn't have all my ID. I didn't have my passport. I was not carrying my passport in that thing. I was just carrying my wallet with my ID, my driver's license ID. That was it. And that's not valid for them. And when I went to the McDonald's here in Puerto Vallarta at the Malecon, where the tourist strip, where they have the pedestrian walk where it begins, there's a McDonald's right there at the beginning of that. And I was outside standing in line at the ice cream shop to get ice cream. And there was this American lady in front of me, another American lady in front of me, and a couple of American ladies behind me, an American dude, and some other foreigners behind me. I don't know where they were from, England, whatever, France, Italy. They were white. They didn't look Mexican white. They looked white from somewhere else. And this is a port of entry, a docking port for big cruise lines like Norwegian cruise lines and these other cruise lines that come here, and they dock here during midweek, not on the weekends, but during midweek. So people come out. And the two officials were there profiling everybody, looking at everybody. They were looking especially at me for a while. I mean, because I looked like a foreigner to them. Whatever. I didn't have my glasses on. I was like this, and I had my T-shirt on, my shorts, my flip flops, or my sneakers on, my little backpacking, all typical tourist appearance, clothing, and everything. Not a regular local. So all of that, and then they were looking at me really, really hard and long. When they saw me crossing the street over, they were looking at me. They were already scoping me. And then they were paying a lot of attention to my dress and the way I was walking, and if I was feeling nervous or something, them looking at me or whatever. And that's it. Okay, okay? Hey, Steve, what's up? Steve, you can tell us about Ecuador. Right there, you're telling us, Steve. Steve is telling us about Ecuador. $800 per month, and $100 for your spouse if you have a spouse. And you need to show what? Sufficient money for 6 months, around $4,500 US, while you wait for your visa. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So, some couple I saw, Steve, on Vagabond Awake. No, not Vagabond Awake. A couple that is living in Ecuador. Something and Amelia. But I forgot. I saw it. I don't remember their channel. It was too long of a name because it's the name of the husband and the name of the wife. In this case, because it's not as easy to remember as Vagabond Awake. Oh, it's JP and Amelia, like Amelia Earhart. So you've seen their travel channel thing. They've living in Ecuador for a long time now. Those people, and they say they love it there, and it's a little easier to live there than here. They said than here in Mexico for them. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Steve. Man, I appreciate it. Good looking out for that information right there. That's going to be handy for people that are considering Ecuador. It's a good channel. Can you write the name of the channel right there in the chat? I would appreciate it. More than me, anybody that's watching this later on down the road, later on today, tomorrow on the rerun, on the restream. Thanks a lot, Steve. Yeah, because the other one is Vagabond Awake. If you want to see that vlog from their channel, from the guy's channel. Oops. I don't know what happened to my cell phone thing, my gimbal. 1 second, guys. I got to turn off the gimbal and turn it back on again because it just went crazy. Okay. Oh, it's just JP and Amelia. Okay, it's just JP and Amelia. I don't know why my cell phone went sideways. This gimbal's been giving me a little bit of a hard time lately. But anyway, I've been using it a lot. It's all good. So, you got to carry around your passport, and you got to carry around this thing that you get. The Mexican officials now are not taking photocopies, the real deal. They want the real deal. They want this and your passport on you at all times. And they say there are no exemptions to the rule. If you get detained by the Mexican immigration officers and they pull you on the side somewhere at a bus stop, somewhere you're traveling somewhere away from your Airbnb or hotel or whatever, or your hotel and blah, 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 or hostel, and you're not carrying these things with you, they're going to kill you. I mean, they're going to kill you, not literally kill you. They're going to make your day miserable. They're going to detain you and possibly deport you, and you won't be able to get your things. You won't be able to pick them up if you're traveling alone like me and all of that. So carry them with you, and if you need, like you want to go to the ocean like me today, later on, or whatever, well, you say, but I'm just going to get wet. Get one of these things out of Walmart in the States before you travel this way. This is for your cell phone, so your cell phone doesn't get wet. It's waterproof. I bought it 3 years ago when I went to India. I still have the plastic thing on it. Let me see, because right there is an Otter Outdoor Products. That's the name of it. And it's a smartphone, water-resistant, watertight case. And I bought it to use it in India when I was there. And I used it when I was mountain biking in Colombia in case I fell into a stream or a river and everything. And this is for a six-inch screen TV, 6-inch screen smartphone. And at the same time, you can place your passport and your paper in there, and a little paper and money. And then it has this little thing that you can tie some kind of string around, like a shoelace, and just tie it around your neck. A couple of them tie it really well, not to choke yourself, but just whatever. And right there, and they just carry it like that, and you swim in the ocean, and it won't go anywhere. Or any kind of a thing or rope you want to use that you can tie a couple of knots on and it's not going anywhere, and tight enough that it's not going to come off your neck when you're swimming in the ocean. Because I want to go swimming today to see the sunset here, and I'm taking this with me, and I'm getting, I don't know, I'll get a string or one of my cables that I don't use anymore for recharging the phone, and I'll tie it well and tie it around my neck. Because if I leave it on the beach and I'm alone, somebody might, fly off with it with my backpack, and I'll be in deep doo-doo. So this I recommend. It is watertight. It is watertight, a watertight case. And you buy them at Walmart. I bought that one at Walmart back in Claremont, Florida, when I was there back in 2019 before I flew out to India. And so yeah, carry these things, your passport, everything, your smartphone in it, and the money you need. That's it. You only need to carry around is this, because if you don't have anybody you can trust to go back to your hotel or Airbnb or wherever you're staying, then you're gonna be in a lot of problems with the Mexican authorities. And why is Mexico doing this? I don't know what happened. We lost the signal here, the Wi-Fi for a moment, so we're back now. It took like a minute or so to get reconnected. I'm using the Wi-Fi here, not my data. My data is for emergencies or for live streaming on the street. So that's what's happening. It's getting harder to travel around the world if you want to be staying here and there for a while. And a lot of countries are imposing restrictions again. India, for example, just posted some news yesterday, the government of India, that 14 countries are barred from entering India. That they cannot, people from those 14 countries, and among that list, you got Brazil, people that are from Brazil, from New Zealand, I think Australia, the UK, France, I think the Netherlands, and some other countries, and I think 2 countries from Africa are being barred right now from traveling to India. Even Bangladesh has been barred from traveling to India. Anybody that's a Bangladeshi or whatever they call it, national, cannot travel to India. But there are 14 countries. Ecuador is a good place to go right now, from what that travel couple said, JP and Amelia. Brazil right now seems like a good country to visit for some people who want to go there. Mexico has always been good, has always been a good idea, but right now, I remember seeing that in Mexico City. Mexico is always a good idea. But now that slogan is starting to change has started to change in the last 60 days. What do you guys think? What countries do you think right now are good to visit without so much hassle for foreigners visiting, like Costa Rica, for somebody that wants to stay for 6 months? I don't know, you tell me. Let's give a little tour of where I'm staying. This is where I'm staying right now. Hola, Eloise, ¿cómo está? Buen día. So, let me turn the camera around a little bit. Better thing. So that's the little kitchen right there. It's a shared kitchen and all of that. And they got some utensils you can cook with, eating. It's our fridge, the refrigerator, shared refrigerator. Hey, Witty Travels, what's up, guys? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, this is a fridge. This is not all my food. This is about 5 people who are staying here, and we got our little spaces. Me, I'm the vegetarian, so I got the hummus, I got the avocado, I got my little rice milk, I got some Greek yogurt there, or whatever yogurt that is. Yeah, Greek yogurt, and some little veggie goodies in there, veggie hot dogs. You're getting hungry, okay? And you're already in Tanzania, right? Tanzania. You guys made it to Tanzania? Yeah, I got my stuff in there. I got my veggie stuff, my veggie patties, veggie hot dogs, and I forgot what else I got in there. Veggie bologna. So you guys made it there already. That's cool. That's all right. ¿Qué está, Miguel? ¿Cómo está? ¿Bien?
Bien, todo bien, buenos días.
Buenos días. So yeah, and this is like a little lounge area. This is like a little table where we can eat. Right here. Pagal, not Bila for whatever. Hello, Pagal, Pagal. Hello, Pagal. Just looking at my screen here. What's up, Witty Travels? Hey guys, Witty Travels is in app right now. And let me show you outside. Hey, Robert Mackinasian, how you doing? This is Puerto Vallarta. Robert Mackinasian. Oh, you're Subam. Okay, you came up under a different name, Subam. This is Puerto Vallarta. I do my little shopping down there at that little shop, little store, mom and pop store right there. There's an OXXO up the street. There's another OXXO down that way. And there goes the OXXO right over there. And all the way down, there's a Walmart and a Sam's in the ocean, Plaza. So Witty Travels, Robert McIntyre. And yeah, I'm in my shorts. You see, I look like well, I am a gringo. I'm in my shorts, my tee, and my flops. You know, how could you not be a gringo without that? So this is where I'm staying, and this is the penthouse, the top floor, and this is where we can hang. Sorry, I lost the Wi-Fi has been a little sketchy in the last 30 minutes. So we're back on track here. Sorry, that was just the buffering. So things are complicated. You guys that just came on, Witty Travels, Robert Mack in Asia, Subam, and everything. I'll just tell you that it's getting more complicated to travel around here in Mexico in the last 60 days. If you just tuning in now, look for the YouTuber channel, the channel called Vagabond Awake. Awake is AWAKE for those of you who are not, let's say, pretty good in English. But those of you like who are native speakers, you know what I'm talking about. Vagabond, VAGABOND, Awake. And that's where I saw the video last night, giving all this information about what's going on in Mexico right now, in the country with tourism, with the tourist visas and everything else. And I don't know how long, if you guys will be reconnecting that. I don't see the one person right now connected. So let me just go back into my little room here. And give you the summary. Here's the summary, guys. The summary is they're not giving the 80-day visas as easily as before. Doesn't mean that they're not giving them out. They're just not giving them out as easily as before. So, namaskar, namaste to everybody. Hello, hola, ¿cómo están? Bonjour, ¿cómo allez-vous? Apkezeh, and all of that. Good stuff. How you doing? How you doing? So, they're not giving the visas like that, like outright like they did before, easily to everybody. They're putting up obstacles. You have to be clear. If you don't speak Spanish and you want to come to Mexico or to any Spanish-speaking country, I recommend you get some basic Spanish-speaking survival phrases and skills to be able to explain the backstory to why and how long you're staying somewhere. Because if you don't give a backstory to them plus proof that you're staying, proof of reservation bookings and flight ticket returns, they're not going to go for it. If you need 35 days but you don't really give the evidence, they might just give you 15 days and you'll lose the rest of that time if you booked something in advance and you paid for the full 35 days and changing the flight tickets and everything, and it's just a hassle, it's a headache. And I've been hearing these stories. I don't know how many of them are true, but I've been hearing it and reading about it. So I'm just summing everything up. And like I said, where is my passport? There we go. Now you got to carry around your passport, your US passport with you, or Canadian, or whatever passport from whatever country you're from, plus this little piece of document that they give you at immigration when you enter Mexico. And they say, and make sure it's stamped when you came in, plus your passport, that it's stamped somewhere in your passport as well, I think. I haven't even looked at this one. I looked at it, but I don't remember. Should be somewhere in here. Yeah, they stamped it on here too. Make sure your passport, whatever country you're coming from, is stamped. If you don't make sure of that, if you come in just all absent-minded, airheaded, and just out in space like Spaceman Spiff and his little pet tiger toy, then you're gonna get messed up when you have to leave. Make sure you have to carry these things around at all times when you come to Mexico. And yes, even to the ocean. They're not making exceptions anymore. They'll detain you. First, they'll stop you for questioning, random stops, whether you're traveling by bus or whatever, or to somewhere like I did the other day on the weekend. I went to San Pancho. I wasn't carrying this with me. I haven't been carrying these things around with me for like 3 weeks or a month and a half because I was laid back. I was just being cool, calm, and collective about it, thinking, no, just with my cell phone with the pictures I took of my passport and of this little document. I took so many pictures of my passport and this, and with my ID, my driver's license, that's enough. Not anymore. They're not taking that. They're not playing that game, and they have every right. Mexican officials, immigration officials that are stopping you on the street to detain you if you don't provide those two things, this and this. I'm repeating myself because sometimes people don't listen. Sometimes we're thinking about a problem or mental diarrhea or whatever. Carry this with you, and if you haven't traveled to Mexico yet, make sure you go to a Walmart and buy one of these things, or Kmart, whatever. This one's called Outdoor Products. It's a watertight case, a watertight case for smartphones. And inside of it is very simple. I can't show it with my cell phone because my smartphone is what I'm using to stream. But you put your passport in there with that other thing, and then your little paper money, and that's it. And you put your cell phone in there. If you don't want to carry your cell phone that day, then don't. And these two things, and bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, it doesn't want to work on me, but the idea is to close it in there and tie it with something really good, and you put it around your neck, and it won't come off your neck when you're swimming in the ocean, and it's watertight. And that's it. And if you get stopped by the immigration officials in Mexico or in any country that is starting to do this, because I guess other countries are going to start following suit. Other countries are going to start following suit. You know how it goes. When they see somebody doing something that they see is working and they never thought about before, they'll start doing it too. So I recommend you, let me drink something. You do that. Now, if you want to get a resident visa in Mexico, I just said this before, but I'm repeating it for guys like Woody Travels that joined in, and Robert Mack in Asia, and Subam, and anybody else watching this later on down the road, tomorrow, in December 2021, in January 2022, whatever. Because I don't think this is going to change. This is the new norm, and it's going to stay like this for who knows how long, how many months or years or centuries. So you make sure you find out all the information you need so you avoid falling into problems, getting into trouble. And I was at the Malecon here in Puerto Vallarta yesterday, where the Malecon begins. The Malecon is like the little pedestrian strip for people to walk on. It's not even a boardwalk because it's just concrete. It's a sidewalk, big one, where only people on bicycles pass through, no cars, and people who are walking on foot, and people on their little skateboards and whatever. And there's a McDonald's right there at the beginning of them, Mickey D's, McDonald's. And you know how many of us love the ice cream on a hot day, and I wanted some ice cream. I wanted some nice little double scoop of vanilla swirly ice cream on a little cone, the little waffle cone thing. 16 pesos, that's 75 cents on the US dollar. So I went there, and I'm crossing the street. I had just bought my veggie haul. I had my veggie haul I had gotten at a place called La Semilla, 7 blocks back. And I walked all the way over there. And as I'm crossing the street, I see these 2 Mexican immigration officials, a woman and a man. And another one across the street from where I was crossing, there were 2 more on that street that I'm just realizing right now. And they were looking at me. Because I'm walking with my t-shirt, not this one, another one, and my shorts. the shorts were the same, and my sneakers and my backpack with my grub and my food. And they're looking at me, I don't have my glasses on. I look like one of them uh, people from the States, from wherever in the States. And they're just looking at me like, why are these dudes looking at me so much? And okay, whatever. I got nothing to hide. I'm cool, calm, and collective. And when I was standing in line, there was this lady in front of me from the States, an American lady with her little doggy on the ground, a little mini pincher. And then there were some folk behind me, some folks, also probably American or Canadian or somewhere, because there was a cruise liner, a big cruise liner docked for the last 2 days. I think today they left because they usually leave on the weekend to go somewhere else. But they dock here, down the road at the marina. Those big, humongous cruise liners like Norwegian cruise lines or whatever other lines, Caribbean cruise lines or whatever they call the different companies. Queen, Caribbean, Carnival, Queen, I don't know, whatever. And they're looking at me. And then the lady in front of me, the American lady, picks up her little doggy, because it's a little doggy. She said she was already 12, 14 years old, a little pincher. Was tired of walking. And she couldn't speak any Spanish. And she's asking me, hey, do you speak Spanish? I go, yeah. Why? What do you need, lady? Miss? And she goes, oh, yeah, I need you to ask her if she has caramel ice cream, like the caramel topping. And I'm like, okay, let me ask. And I looked up and I said, yeah, it's called caramelo. Caramelo. And I asked the girl, oh, ¿tienes caramelo? ¿Tiene helado con caramelo? Un sundae? She goes, yes. And I said, oh, yeah, she has it. It's called caramello. Just tell them caramello next time. Oh, she goes, thank you very much. So I'm speaking English and Spanish to the lady in English and to the McDonald's attendant in Spanish. And those two agents were right there, right next to the line, just observing everybody, seeing who they're gonna pull out of the line next and interrogate and ask for proof of being here legally. And if you don't have it, they'll take you. But when they heard me speaking Spanish and everything, I kept on, I looked at them a couple of times, like not even worried. Then I guess they didn't bother me because of that. Because in the end, they didn't talk to me. They didn't pull me aside. Then I got my ice cream. And I was talking to the girl, hey, gracias, sí, por de este lado, está muy bueno, sí, qué bien. Muchas gracias, que tenga un bonito día. And I walked away. And then I didn't become a target for them. But had they done it, I would have been in trouble. I would have been cool, calm, and collected, but in trouble because I didn't have this and the other thing with me. This little document. I didn't have these things on me. My cell phone, yeah, with the screenshots, but that doesn't matter anymore. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter anymore. They would have detained me, maybe even handcuffed me, taken me in some paddy wagon. Well, nobody uses a paddy. Well, yes, they do. Taking me in a police vehicle, something, to their station and say, who do you have a contact here that you can trust and can go to your Airbnb and get your documents for you? And my answer would have been, from 0 to none, son. I don't have anybody here with me. I don't have anybody's contact number here. Maybe the Airbnb, but they don't know me. I don't think they're going to go out of the way for me. So be warned. This is the reality of truth right now. This is the reality of truth right now in Mexico. And I don't know what other countries are starting to do this, but it's happening in Mexico. And India just put out all the foreigners that had been staying there illegally, but they let them do it because they knew they couldn't fly out because everything was closed. And now everything is reopening up and whatever. And Benjamin Jenks. It's okay, we're back. I don't know why today this is going on the blink. Maybe it's the topic, I don't know. Makes you wonder. Things that make you go, like CNC Music Factory. So, basically, that's what's happening. If you want to apply for a resident visa here because you don't want to go back to your country of, your home country or your country of residence, and you want to be a Mexican resident, but like a resident, temporary resident visa, whatever, You need to really do the research. They are asking for a lot of things. You need to be making $2,000 a month plus have, I don't know, $35,000 in the bank account or something like that. How many people could come up with that? How many people can show that to be to get resident status and visa? I mean, resident visa status here. But if you have been here when this whole thing began last year, then the government of Mexico is making, from what I understand, a friend of mine that is from England, he told me in a voice message this morning that people that were stuck here got stuck here because of what started happening last year when all the borders closed up and everything, and have been here throughout this whole time. They're giving, let's say, cases of exemption. They're making these exceptions for those people from England, wherever, the UK, South America, the States, Canada, and they're giving them some kind of temporary visa to stay here. But everybody else that doesn't fall into that case scenario, you got to go through the normal channels. And basically that, what else can I tell you? Colombia's a good place right now. I don't know if they've changed anything. I looked at the requirements last week. I'm a Colombian resident and citizen. That's my second nationality is Colombian. I became Colombian national back in 1996 when I applied for my nationality in Colombia because my parents, my mom and my dad, are both Colombian. I was born and raised in the States, but I didn't have a Colombian nationality. And then because one of my parents is Colombian at least, but in my case both, I was able to apply for Colombian citizenship and I got it. And I can go back anytime to Colombia whenever I want to, and not a problem. But if you want to go to Colombia as a tourist, they give up to 6 months as a tourist in Colombia. Beautiful place. I recommend Medellin. Medellin. Of course, people that don't know Spanish would say Medellin because the double L, people would just say Lin, but it's double L in Spanish. In most Spanish-speaking countries, it's pronounced J, like in the Junkyard Dog from the WWF days. I'm just a junkyard dog. Ooh, yeah, the dog man. So, J, Medellin, the city of eternal spring. Check it out, y'all. It's good. But when you go to Colombia, don't think you're entitled to privileges just because you're white, American, Canadian, or British, or because you're fully vaccinated, or because you're richy rich. No. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Respect the culture. Any culture you visit. Don't go being a loudmouth and talking all loud. Keep your voice down and don't think that you can just go to bars and nightclubs and women are easy to pick up and whatever, and you have fun with them and then get rid of them. Women are very still conservative, traditional in Colombia, no matter what people say in general. And if you think you're gonna pick up a girl easily in Colombia at a bar or nightclub, 9 times out of 10, if you don't get one, you better be ready for something unpleasant happening to you in the long run or that night. Because it's not that kind of culture. And if you go to the bars where the tourists normally go to, the foreigners, that's where it's more liable to happen to you. That they can slip a Mickey in your drink and then they take you back to your place, wherever you're staying, and they clean you out. Rob everything you have, leave you high and dry. And it has happened. I've heard stories in El Poblado, Medellin, where there's the tourist hub, and the second one is Laureles. So stay away from those places. And if you really want to meet a nice girl or a nice guy, in my case, a nice woman, but I lived there for 23 years, so I know how it works. You meet people through people. You meet girls through friends, common friends, a group of friends, not online dating services. Just wanted to let you know that. Or at the gym, after a while, they see you there for a couple of months, and you start talking and then to you, and you have some friends in common there at the gym, and you already made some friends with some of the people there on a friendly basis, then some of those people will start vouching for you. Otherwise, they're not going to vouch for you. And if you try to hit on a girl at a bar or nightclub, they're usually there with their friends, and they're not going to not you, I don't think so. And why do people do that in Colombia? This is the reason. why people don't, usually good women, good girls, don't go for pickup lines or don't go hook up with a dude they meet at a bar, nightclub in the States. Because back in the 80s and early 90s, it was the drug cartel wars between Medellin and Cali. And in those days, women didn't know how crazy it was. The girls, the locals, and they were dating guys. And when they ended up dating mafiosos or hitmen, and they got into trouble because they were hanging out with these guys. Some got killed because in some drive-by shooting, they would kill everybody that was there. They were looking to kill a mafioso or a hitman, and the girl was hanging out with them, and she bit the bullet too. And because of those things, so they got into trouble because the mafioso was a jealous dude and wanted the girl for him. And the girl said, "No, I'm here with my boyfriend. I don't care. Get rid of your boyfriend now. Or I'll kill him." These things happened. And that's why today, even today, the culture is still very averse. Women to go into a bar alone to get picked up by some dude. They don't do that. You meet them through work. If you're working for a company in Colombia, or if you're an English language teacher and teaching there on a work visa, and then you meet students and everything, and you have friends, other teachers, and they introduce you to people, and you got some teachers that are from the Colombia. They're not American or Canadian, but they're native speakers, or they're Colombian American like me, or Argentinian American, and they speak fluent Spanish, and they have teaching degrees, and they can work in Colombia because they get a work visa to work at a university or at a language institute. And you meet nice women that way. Women are not what people think. Then they go to Colombia, oh yeah, it's gonna be easy, I'm gonna meet a lot of girls. Woo. Not the way it rolls, bro. And I remember I heard something about Wanderer Nirvana, a YouTuber. Something crazy happened to him, and then heard some stories about some other ones that they were trying to slip a Mickey in their thing, or they got robbed. Or check out Life with David. Life with David. This is a guy from Texas. He's Mexican heritage, but his family has been living in the States for some generations now, in Texas. And he's been living in Colombia and Medellin. He loves Medellin. And he has a lot of videos giving a lot of these details. Life with David. All right, so I've been speaking a lot. That's what's happening with tourism in Mexico, Ecuador a little bit, Colombia. It's good to go to these places if you want to go. Just make sure you study. Make sure you're respectful. You're traveling on planes in Colombia or in Mexico, or buses, or in Ecuador, or in Brazil, or Peru, or whatever, Costa Rica, Guatemala. Wear your masks. Wear your masks. It's the right thing to do, even if you don't agree with it, because that's the way the locals roll, the people. Don't give them reasons to hate you or people from your country. You know, a few bad apples from the States or from England or from Canada are giving the rest of the apples a bad rep. You know, just be respectful. A lot of people are afraid of what's going on in the world right now. So wear the masks when you're out in public in those places. If you're at the beach, that's a whole different story. People are very far from each other in some beaches. And when you go to the restaurants, of course, you take off your stuff to eat. So please, when in Rome, do as the Romans do in terms of the positive way to do things. So remember, Robert Mack in Asia, if you want to see some videos from a cool guy, cool personality, Robert Mack in Asia. Witty Travels, a travel couple. They're traveling through Africa now. They did Eastern Europe, Turkey. You know, they were in Armenia and in so many places, nice places. They visited Greece and all. And I forgot what other countries they were in Europe. And now they're in Africa. And they're a cool couple, and they're doing a lot of food vlogs now. And they're growing on YouTube. They're growing, they're going places. What could possibly be next? Witty Travels, Kati and Will, and so many other people. So that's it from me. Thank you for having tuned in. I just wanted to provide this information with you, to you, for you, give it to you. And remember, if you want to really get a lot of info, not my little summary with some information being left out because I just don't remember it, watch the video by Vagabond Awake, Vagabond Awake. He's an American, and I saw his video yesterday, his vlog. And check out JP and Amelia, who are in Ecuador. JP and Amelia. Guys, stay blessed. I don't know when I'll do another live stream because I already did what I had to do in Puerto Vallarta here for live streaming. I'm still going to do some pre-recorded vlogs, but not live streaming here. I'm pretty sure I'll get a chance to do a live stream from Tijuana, Mexico, from TJ next week when I get there, when I arrive there. I hope I can do it as long as the connection is good. And then after that, it's Los Angeles, California. And I'm going to do a live stream there as long as I can, as long as I have the data. And then I'm going to Vegas, baby, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'll do a live stream from there as well. So be on the lookout for those things in the next 2 weeks. After that, I can't tell you where I'm going because it's a surprise. Surprise, surprise. I wish it were India, but it's not India. No, sorry, it's not India. Not India. Too many headaches, too many complications over there right now. 30-day visas, not my cup of tea. Hell no. I want to be there for 6 months. Just like people want to be here for 6 months or in Colombia for 6 months on a legal tourist visa before they go somewhere else. You know, it's not easy to come by the money. These days, I'm a working man. I work online. Anyway, take care. Stay blessed. Happy Black Friday in terms of you guys who like buying online or going in person to the shops and running. Oh, they already did that. It's today. Anyway, bye.